Hello everybody, welcome back to the Jeep Journals, where I'm doing one of the things that I do best, which is making a journey. Today we are making a journey to the Hamilton Pool Preserve in Dripping Springs, Texas, and it is 7:15 in the morning. So right now I am on our local Loop 410, taking on some, I would say, light traffic. Right now there are no slowdowns, and we've got something that's flying overhead. Couldn't identify it. I don't know if you could see it in the video. I know you could see it in the video because I saw it on the screen. What I mean is, I don't know if you can identify it on the video. It looked a little bit like a Raven. Not sure. It had a slightly different flight pattern, or the way its wings were bent was a little bit different from what I've seen typically on a Raven, so I couldn't 100% confirm. Anyway, now we are moving into moderate traffic where we're facing a slowdown right up ahead with people who are going a little bit too fast, and they're pretty much going to have to come to a sudden slowdown as well, because all the lanes are kind of slowing down like this. And I'm not quite in a rush. I never really am lately. The schedule that I'm on is basically on God's time, which means that if I left at a certain time and I expect to get somewhere at a certain time, I don't even know that I'll get there at any time. Right now, I'm just thankful for the moments that I have, that I'm able to spend with you. So please sit back and enjoy this journey that's being documented for you. What I'm going to do is stitch together all of the clips from today's outing, which should cover both the traffic aspect of San Antonio all the way to getting into the hill country. I guess that's towards the hill country. I guess that's what you would call the hill country. All the way to the actual hike to the pool itself. And you'll get to see many things which should entertain you quite a bit. If you're entertained, don't forget to click on subscribe. Don't forget to click on the description and find out if you would like to contribute in some way to help continue these journeys. And mostly, thank you for having a great day.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto San Pedro Avenue.
I hope you're all sticking around for this ride. It is normally about a 2-hour journey from my side of town, and I can see why. But we're only about an hour and a half out after having been on the road for just what seems like a few minutes. I'm going to this place called Hamilton Pool Preserve, as I mentioned earlier, and the accessibility of this location is such that you used to be able to swim in this location. However, as of right now, the conditions are not favorable for either swimming or walking under the rock ledge part of the trail because of falling rocks. So I'm going to a place that in the past you used to be able to pay probably the same access fee that I'm paying right now in order to fully enjoy a natural pool of water, of amazing water here in the Texas area. And today in particular, it's supposed to be in my hometown about 105 degrees, which is quite warm. And for this whole foreseeable future, it's going to be in the hundreds, which is quite unusual. Normally we reach the hundreds in July or August, and we'll only hit those temperatures for a few days, not for the entirety of the span of more than 1 week, especially 2 weeks. That's quite unusual. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm taking you along for this journey, and I'm also explaining to you some of the things that I've noticed which have changed. I have to keep switching the side I'm looking at on this camera. I apologize if it looks like I'm looking off into space or even at my own self on this camera. I'm generally not even really looking at anything on here. I just want to make eye contact with you so that you understand that I'm bringing you a story that has to do with wellness and conservation. Nature is nurture. So again, I hope you're sticking along with me. I hope you're riding along with me for this entire duration of the journey so that you can see this beautiful place with me for the first time, if it's your first time. If it's not your first time, I'm so happy that you're able to revisit this location and to hear a little bit about the climate challenges that we're experiencing in this part of the nation right now. And by we, I mean not just us, but also the wildlife that I hope I'm able to witness while I'm in this preserve. Being early to a place doesn't necessarily guarantee you anything, especially when multiple people are showing up and reservations are booked for this watering hole. That means there's going to be a lot of foot traffic. So anything that would normally go to take a drink out of those springs in the past might not be as forthcoming, except for the fact that it's been very hot recently. And since it's been so hot and relatively free of precipitation, there's a possibility that we might just see some kind of wildlife that we were not expecting due to the fact that there's water in this location. So thanks again for riding along with me during this entire journey. I hope that you enjoy the experience. Again, I'm going to show you traffic clips and everything that gets us to this place that shows you what the entire experience was like. And I'm basically going to be doing it all with this one device, my mobile phone. Thanks again for watching.
Traffic jam ahead on US 290 between Creek Road and RR12. In 1,000 feet, turn right onto US 290 eastbound. Now turn right. In 1,000 feet, turn left onto FM 12, Ranch Road 12. Now turn left. Now turn left.
Pretty great. How about you?
Do you have a reservation with us today?
Yes.
All right, what's the first name?
Ray, R-E-Y. All right, everybody. So we made it to the trail system, and just need to, I guess, see where I need to park, and then I'll go from there. Once you pass the area where you show your reservation, the parking happens pretty much immediately, and then from this point in time we can start taking our walk. And I heard that the pools are open for limited use at this time, which is great, and I am fortunate because I'm wearing my sandals, which means I can just step into the water without worrying about, well, anything. I don't have to worry about wet socks. I don't have to worry about drying off time for shoes. I don't have to worry about leaving my stuff behind. I heard that the area that you can get into is roped off, and so basically it's not like I'm going to be going swimming. So even though my phone is waterproof, I don't even have to worry about my phone having any issues in the water either. So let's get to it. So I'm hiking the Hamilton Pool Preserve Trail, and my first impressions are it is quite steep, but the good thing is the first part's all downhill. Bad thing is that means it's all uphill probably on the way back. There's already been quite a lot to see. I can hear hummingbirds all over the place. Water, of course, is a major draw for life. And so I can hear all the birds singing. Hopefully you can hear them as well. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick initial impression while I'm thinking about it. Check this out. Talk about a heavy dose of nurture. Nature is nurture. This is my trail snack and hydration. We're already loaded up in advance for this possible 1.5-mile trek. It's a 1/4 mile to the pools and then a 1/4 mile back, of course. And then there's a trail to the river, which I think might be an offshoot of this trail. Not 100% sure yet. But while I'm here, I'm gonna try to visit both trails just to make sure I cover the bases in terms of finding what kind of wildlife is out and about here. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm coming up to the junction for the pool trail and river trail. The river trail is 3/4 mile to the river. I'm going there first because I already hear people at the pool. Plus, if I walk to the river and then back, I will probably have worked up quite a bit of a sweat. And then I'll be able to cool off at the pools when I get back. Anyway, just another heads up.
Turning out to be a hot, steamy day. I'm glad I started this one as early as possible, as fate would have it. I was able to start the trails right at 9. Right now I'm taking on the river access trail here at the Hamilton Pool Preserve area. I just had an encounter with a gigantic lizard that crossed the trail in front of me and just kept thrashing through the underbrush. It sounded like a tremendous creature. If I hadn't seen it, I might have thought it was a small fox or something running through all of this leaf litter, because it created such a wake. Anyway, with that in mind, I'm almost certain that we're gonna encounter some other reptiles. Whew, just got the chills from the sweat dripping down all over me. Look at these trees. Look at this trail. Like I say, I hope you're enjoying this video. Don't forget to click on subscribe and or share. Let me know what you've seen in this video that you really enjoy. I almost fell over trying to record that for you guys. Hope you got to see it. Quite a large butterfly. It was gorgeous. Don't you wish your trail snack was juicy like me? Mmm.
Oh, here comes one. Swimming diagonally towards you. Oh, he's close. As long as the tail does not fall off. That would happen. We were talking about that yesterday because we were checking if we could actually. Why is your blister bleeding now? Oh, there comes one from behind, ready to attack. Yeah, we really just have to wait about the big,
I really want to jump my head in the water and see it.
That was pretty awesome. Really enjoyed Hamilton Pool Preserve. I had a great time. I have to say, I wish I would have gone there sooner. To see it when you could actually swim out into the recreation area. It's kind of neat seeing it from the road now,
5.8 miles.
knowing that right in that little cut right there, that's where the gigantic, I don't know what to call it, a wash, a spring, a creek. It's a little bit of all of that. But that type of terrain is something that I look for when I'm hiking in desert environments or in mountain regions. I look for those cuts, and sometimes you get lucky and you find something. I've found things that are impressive, but imagine being someone who walked up onto something like this for the first time. You already saw, if you're seeing this part, you already saw the segment where I walked through the boulders and where I showed you kind of like the cliffside off to the right of me and then off to the left. You saw the flowing water, you saw the fish. Imagine that, but on a scale where it had not yet been interacted with as much. So there probably would be a lot more wildlife to be concerned with, to be aware of, and to plan your walk around. As it was, I only encountered just a few mosquitoes, which to me it was a thrill to not have so many mosquitoes to contend with. And I saw quite a few different butterflies and lizards, and I heard many hummingbirds, although I only saw a couple of them. They were flittering around through the trees. And right now as I'm driving out, I'm seeing beer can after plastic bottle, after foil, after cardboard box, after, it's unbelievable the amount of rubbish that also was feeding into that area. I believe they have people that police the trails and try to pick up many of the things that are on the trails, which is why I didn't see as much rubbish, but I did see toilet paper and other items that were pretty clear that, you know, they came from someone who walked through the trail system. However, most of the people that I encountered who went down the river trail, which is a little bit harder to get to and go out of your way for, they looked as if they were actively of the type who would leave no trace. And in contrast to that, on the other side of the trail where you walk down to the pool, there were quite a few people who were lubing up with, you know, sun oils, sunscreens, and things like that. And they also, you know, had one-time use things. And so it's possible that making it even harder to get to some of these places might keep out some of the debris. And And at the same time, it's also more likely that we just need some fuller awareness of what it is that we're putting ourselves into. And also, it's probably good for us to take on a level of compassion that we haven't had in the past. So I'm recording this basically straight away, right off the trail, and you can see I'm still pretty sweat drenched. And it's only 91 degrees outside right now. The humidity is kind of a little bit moderate, but it's not unbearable. It's just a hot, clear. Here, let me give you a glimpse of what it looks like. A hot, completely clear day of blue skies with a touch of haze. And it's not purple haze, it's kind of gray, brown gray haze, like there's a lot of dust in the atmosphere for some reason. Whatever it is, it's still a beautiful, gorgeous day with the trees and nature. It's just hard to get past all the beer bottles and cans and stuff that I'm seeing here. The only way that I can think of to organize such a gigantic cleanup that the world kind of tunes in and resonates with is to somehow present this message in a way that helps to bring awareness to not only the locals, but also to the out-of-towners who see these things for the first time and who think that this is just the way it is. This might be the way it is now. This doesn't mean that this is the way it always has to be. I'm seeing fields of green, yellow-green grass, the green trees as you're seeing passing by, sometimes overhead as well. Flowers, springtime flowers, late emergers, and again, you know, I heard the hummingbirds. You're gonna see that I saw frogs. The frogs were very difficult to capture. These were the jumpiest frogs I've ever seen. Maybe their lives depend on it because it's such a tough time. It's a critical time. And maybe for that reason, they're outpacing the ones from yesteryear. In a way, that's what we're going to have to do as well. So if you understand and if you can stand to hear these things that I'm saying because you're able to enjoy, with an emphasis on the joy, enjoy the things that I'm bringing to you, please don't forget. Actually, forget that I said forget. Please subscribe right now. Click on the subscription button. Please share this video on your own social media channel. You know you've got one. Most people do. I don't. I only have the LinkedIn page and then also this page that I've got. My LinkedIn page talks about this work that I do. I consider this work, whether or not I get paid for it, if this page can get monitored, and by this page I mean this YouTube channel. And in order to do that, I need basically 4 times the amount of viewers that I have right now. Right now I have a quarter of the viewers that I need, subscribers that I need to be monetized. If this can be monetized, great. That'll help me to cover the bases. And by cover the bases, what I mean is efficiently show you these things that I've been able to show to you, and to tune in a way that's less destructive. Because if the money exists, then I can put myself in critical areas without having to travel back and forth on such a regular basis that I'm becoming also a major consumer of the resources around me. Now today you saw I only had a piece of fruit for my snack. I also brought 2 reusable cups. This is one of my favorite ones. See it? And in each cup is a hydrating drink. And both of them have a cube of ice in them that has been keeping them cold for my duration of the journey that I just showed you. And so I'm about to stop this video segment so I can enjoy rehydrating while I'm driving back at a leisurely pace. It's been really great to communicate with you without any traffic on this road. It was really great to, for the most part, have 0 traffic on the trails where I was walking. I took the hard way first. No one was there. On the way out, that's when people started showing up. I went to the place that I knew was going to have a lot of people, and sure enough, it had a lot of people. and all the people were experiencing it in their own way, which is great. And they were having they were experiencing a lot of joy and relaxation in nature. That's really also great. And at the same time, I hope that they get to see these clips from this very day that they were here that help to remind them that this nature was brought to them by nature and it nurtured them, and in return we should be nurturing nature as well. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this Jeep journey, the journal, and I hope you have a great day. Peace, love, and all that old school stuff.